And now it's time for another Booze and News top story. All right. Well, speaking of stories and shit, let's get into our top story of the week. It's top story time. Give me that top story jingle, Albert.
Ba-na-ba-bum-bum, ba-na-ba-bum-bum.
So hell yeah. Our top story of the week is actually a local story here in Texas that I think is badass, so I want to cover it. Texas is making a law that's about to go into effect that prohibits dogs from being chained outside houses and shit, left unattended. If there's some stipulations of this. If you do chain a dog outside, it can't be like a fucking weighted chain. It has to be like a lead. And you can't, yeah, they have to have a house and water and shit. You can't just leave them out there, you know?
Good rule.
Yeah, I had, I don't know why you wouldn't just let your dog loose in the neighborhood. Why you would chain it up? I think you should just let it roam around like they do out here.
I was gonna say, have you been out to where that happens? It's pretty fucked.
No, dude, it helps. It helps. It's like way cool. Like there was this armadillo, like a big hole under my shed, and at like 2 a.m., these two dogs just came and like ripped it apart.
They ripped the hole apart?
They ripped the armadillo apart.
Oh, ripped the armadillo apart. Yeah, my brother's dogs do that too. They go play tug of war with armadillos. It's pretty brutal. I mean that is nature.
Like we have this calling to do stand-up comedy or do like a drunken news show online.
Right.
And for dogs to have the urge to kill. And that's their dream.
Yeah. And fuck. Don't forget fucking.
I am loving Coleman's attitude tonight. It's very...
Shit, did my stream
It's
drop?
very...
Yeah, dude. I'm like...
I don't even know how to describe it.
Like Arnold Schwarzenegger, but like more badass.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Well, anyway, I think it's a pretty good rule. I mean, I think it's pretty fucked up that it wasn't a rule in the first place. If you have a dog, you should have to have a doghouse. The fuck is this bullshit?
Well, basically, the rule is just telling people not to be white trash. And,
yeah.
I mean, and Manville, when I was living in Manville, there was a house around the corner. Of course, the house had a bunch of shit all in the back. It was like the house wasn't kept up with. But they had this I think it was a full-bred dog of some sort because it didn't look like a mutt. And it was a big dog. It was a tall dog, some sort of hound or some shit.
Some sort of horse
and
dog.
And it was tied up to the middle of the tree in the front yard with a shitty ass chain. And it was a house with a family with kids that would play with the dog. And
yeah,
I don't get it. What you have this dog that you apparently it's a family dog, y'all. You like the dog, you wouldn't have it or feed it or take care or at all if you didn't like it. So why would you do that?
Did they have a fence?
Doesn't make any sense.
Did they have a fence and shit or no fence?
Zero fence.
See, that's why people do it, so their dogs don't run around. But I mean, I think if you're gonna do it, you can have them on a lead. The problem is like a lot of dogs are kind of dumb, and they're gonna get all fucking tangled up with that shit. You know what I mean?
Dogs are dumb. What do you mean all kind of dumb? They're just dumb. Look, the point is, if you want a big ass fucking dog like these people did in the corner of a neighborhood where people walk around and got kids and shit,
right.
you need to get a fucking fence. And if you can't afford to build a fence, keep a dog inside your fucking house. That's it.
Right. Keep it inside your
That's fucking it.
Or they have those fucking like dog runs. You know what I mean? They're just like a big cage.
Well, they should be used sparingly. I mean, I keep my dog on a like a big, not chain, but like a big line. It's like a tiny dog.
A lead. You're talking about a lead.
Yeah, and just keep it out there for a little bit, like to go to the bathroom and be a dog, I guess, whatever. But take it inside.
Oh
but
yeah.
People just leave their dog out there. I mean, I guess it makes sense because, like, think about it. You leave your dog out there and you treat it like shit, and then somebody like tries to steal it or something.
Yeah.
And take it back to their house and they start treating it nice. And then the dog's like, "What the fuck is up with this bitch? This fucking weak ass fucking."
So we have. I mean, I grew up not. I grew up not too far from where Albert was living in Manville, and so I know all about that shit. Like people just let their dogs run around. But I mean, we did too. But we have animals like livestock and shit. So I always had to be real careful because like I said, dogs aren't that smart, and they'll just go up and get fucking kicked in the head by a cow. So, just fucking watch your animals. Don't leave them outside all the time, unsupervised.
Yeah. Also, don't get kicked in the head by a cow.
Yeah, you dumb bitch.
It's not very fun.
That's like a very 1800s way to die. Getting kicked in the head by a cow.
Well, it almost happened to my fucking cousin because she's not too bright either. But
how
bitch?
She walking behind it like that. Stupid.
Yeah. Well, speaking of 1800s ways to die, one of my like great ancestors or whatever, after he had kids and everything, he had like gangrene or something, on his dick, and then he like tried to cut part of it off, and then it got an infection and it killed him. But that you gotta like explore, you don't be afraid,
right,
like that's how medicine started.
Thanks for watching. Follow Booze and News on Twitch. We live stream Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you enjoyed this video, click that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell so you get notified when we put up new content. Cheers.